All right, well, we are about to get going here in just a second. Just wanted to give everybody a chance to join in here for a minute. Remember, we're live on Facebook and on YouTube, and you can find my YouTube channel. It's just Ken Johnson First Alert. It's just Ken Johnson, I think. I think that's really all it is to it. You can find me on YouTube. I do the same thing on YouTube, though, that I do on Facebook, so really not much difference here with that. All right, so let's talk about what's going on in the world of weather. It's been nice. Hey, the last couple of days have been nice. The weather hadn't been bad outside, and we've had a chance to finally dry out a bit. So, it's really been nice. So my yard's finally beginning to dry a bit, but unfortunately, I got more rain in the forecast. So let's take a look at that. If we take a look at it, this is going to be the HRRR computer model. You know me, I like that one. It usually handles the situations pretty good. Sometimes it can be a little bit off, but let's kind of look at this. This is kind of the trends you see anyway. Looks like shower and thunderstorms develop out west first. Maybe some of the western parts of Texoma, that'd be Jackson, down into Hardeman, Ford, Knox County, Wilbarger County maybe. Excuse me, that would be the afternoon. And I'm not expecting a lot in the way of severe weather. This is not really a severe weather type of situation, although maybe a few stronger storms if everything were to come together with some of this, a little hail, but nothing major. So those storms try to move east tomorrow night along and north of the Red River. Shower or thunderstorm there tomorrow evening. I think most of that, at least based upon a lot of the weather information I've been seeing, might be focused up there into Oklahoma. Now, as we head into Thursday, this is when we probably see our best chances for rain and storms. However, there's some weather information that's trying to push that front through pretty quick, and it's trying to develop a lot of the storms kind of down into here with a secondary area back in here. So if this scenario were to play out, we may wind up seeing the heaviest rains develop south and southeast of us, or maybe including some of our southeastern counties. So we would miss out. I can show you kind of more with that, kind of widen the view a little bit. This would be, again, tomorrow afternoon, tomorrow night. And then here we are on Thursday, and notice how you see those storms Thursday into the afternoon hours. They are focusing along and closer to that frontal system. Now, some of those could be a little on the strong side with perhaps some gustier winds, some hail there, especially with storms that interact with that front. I still think we'll see some scattered showers and thunder showers up our way Thursday afternoon into Thursday night. But the heaviest rain could focus just to our south and our southeast with this type of a scenario. And weather information showing kind of that scenario with the heaviest amounts there, central into eastern and southeastern Texas, 2 to 4 inch rainfall amounts down that way with, still some parts of our area perhaps getting some decent rain. Of course, we'll know more about this later tonight and kind of have an idea as we head into tomorrow what we're expecting as far as Thursday goes. I'm okay if the heaviest rains maybe hit our watershed, but perhaps I'm okay if they miss my house. My yard has got plenty of water. So if we fast forward into next week, pattern's going to try to become a little more active, a little more favorable for severe weather. Typically speaking, the peak of the severe weather season comes as you head into the latter half of May. We're talking about the last week in May, last couple weeks in May, maybe the first week in June. That's the peak of the tornado season here in the U.S. Usually during that time, we have a lot of moisture in place. We can have very high dew point temperatures. It can be really humid. We can see those temperatures get up close to 90 or higher. So that leads to large amounts of instability and lots of fuel for storms to develop. And we still have just enough flow in the atmosphere to get supercells. So there's some indications that next week the jet stream tries to perhaps be a little more active, the southern jet stream that is. Let's kind of slow this down. There's one little wave kind of moving in on Monday there, and that kind of moves on by. Now, I don't think it'll be raining all next week, but you still see some upper level flow, southwesterly flow aloft, and this can lead to periodic bouts of storminess, and that kind of goes along with what we typically see there last couple of weeks in May. And if you look, the atmosphere trying to become a little more favorable on Monday, although just kind of looking at the situation, it looks like we'd probably be pretty capped Monday. It's still a few days out, still got a ways to go. And I'll be able to adjust and make adjustments and a better forecast as we get closer to that time period. So this is not a forecast, it's just showing you a general weather pattern. and then maybe again towards the middle of the week, maybe latter part of the week. And unfortunately, there could be even any into graduation weekend the following weekend. So we'll just have to see if these scenarios play out. It remains to be seen as to whether or not we would. One thing, though, I am noticing is weather information trying to warm us up in a hurry. Here we are Friday with 80s, but watch what happens on Saturday, jumping into the 90s. And you're seeing some triple digits show up. Now, I don't know that we're necessarily going to see triple digits. I don't think the weather pattern is that favorable for it yet. It's close, but to get triple digits this time of the year, you really got to have the storm track get active just north of us. It doesn't hurt if you can see the humidity levels drop, but it's so green. Everything is real lush outside, and when everything is real lush, that leads to a lot of soil moisture and what's called evapotranspiration. So it's harder for temperatures to get, push well into the triple digits. You got to dry out before you regularly see that happen. It can feel like it because the humidity's high, but again, temperature-wise, I don't know that we're going to get quite that warm. You're seeing some low 90s. Look at their Abilene, Midland. Again, I don't know that that's necessarily going to be true. I'm just showing you weather data. It does by Monday have us in the mid-90s. So I do think it's going to get warm to hot weekend early next week, but I don't think we're going to see triple digits yet. Weather information doesn't take into account evapotranspiration, and what that is the sun comes out, it heats up all that soil moisture, and it evaporates it into the atmosphere. In turn, it becomes more humid outside, but it's not quite as hot. It's called evapotranspiration. They see that a lot up there in Iowa. Very humid in the summertime. But they don't see temperatures getting to triple digits very often because of that. So that's what I got going on right now. Yeah, that's really all I got to talk about here this evening. I hope y'all are having a good one. I'm liking the weather there too, Jetlina Torres. So that's really all I got. So I've ordered a pizza. I'm going to go pick my pizza up and going to eat my dinner. And I'll holler at you folks later on. Y'all have a great Tuesday night, and I'll see you a little bit later on.